is Judkins for you, bro.
This is Friday night on Draftkings.
At least he paired him. At least he has stacks.
All right.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Signal Callers DFS Show. Today is Friday, August 8th. Got another good one on deck. We're drafting live on the show today. Excited to be able to give our live thoughts as the draft board unfolds. I'm Kevin. We've got Trey and Blake here. What's up, you guys?
What up? Been looking forward to this one. Get a draft in. Let's get into it. About to kick y'all's ass.
Preseason hype, full swing right now.
Nice. Yeah, let's hop into a couple quick news hits, and then we'll jump into the draft. So I got a couple things on the dock that I'd like to go over real quick. Couple preseason recaps. We had a few preseason games last night for the first real preseason games. Cincy defense still sucks. Philly's second team just made them look like a high school team or something like
Tanner
that.
McKee is Tom Brady.
Yeah, so I saw those memes. So I mean, wheels up for the offense again this year. Probably Burrow and Chase still good at football. I know that's why you guys tune into this show for analysis like that. But I mean, what can you say about these two at this point?
Just saying, I would draft Jamar Chase as the 1-1.
Yeah,
he looks that good.
Yeah, that's a good take. Good take. Really going out on a limb there. Taj Brooks, though, my Taj Brooks bag, they look pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's gonna win any leagues this year, but he's not a complete dustball at the end of drafts, right? Moving on to another game, Tyler Warren looked pretty good before. I know our guy A Rich, after we spent the last two episodes hyping him up, he hurts his pinky. But Tyler Warren looks pretty good. Torrey Horton,
real
anybody?
Quick. Yep. Yeah. Sign me up, Torrey Horton. But real quick on Tyler Warren, played 100% of snaps with the starters. Yep. I think it was 20 snaps or something like that. 3 targets in those 20 snaps. Yeah,
I mean, back on Torrey Horton again. I mean, outside wide receiver is up for grabs in Seattle. I mean, I know they got Kupp and JSN, but they're not going to play outside. I mean, wheels up maybe for him. He might be starting. Keaton Mitchell. I mean, he's looking pretty good.
Baby.
Where is he going in drafts right now?
Keaton? Oh, man.
190s, 200.
Yeah, 180.
Yeah.
You guys have anybody that stood out that y'all wanted to talk about?
I think we hit on him. Super excited about Keaton Mitchell. The explosiveness is there. He was a fun rookie in redraft leagues a couple of years ago, and so to see him kind of have that pop is nice. Tyler Warren, I've been banging the Tyler Warren drum all summer. I don't know why people were so young, low on him. I guess because he went to the Colts and no one's super high on that offense, but he just has so much utility. They're gonna, the way they use him. I'm super excited about him. He could be. I don't want to put this pressure on him, or people overreact to these kind of takes, but to me, he feels like the breakout tight end, like the Bowers of last year. Maybe not to that level, but
you say that Bowers set NCAA records at the tight end position, and Tyler Warren put 400 more yards on top of Bowers' records.
Right.
So
yeah, and he's going a little later than where Bowers was going pretty much all of last summer. So
I mean, get into the Wayback Machine and go back to last year. Were people thinking about the Raiders offense any better than people are thinking about Indy's offense this year?
Exactly.
No, the Raiders were looked at as
Gardner
the
Minshew
Saints of this year.
Right.
Aiden, was it Aiden McConnell? Yeah. I mean, it was Gardner Minshew or Aiden McConnell. Is that his name?
I couldn't buy in. It was so gross. I was just.
And I think that Bowers did this last year with that.
Loveland has some of the same hype as well, right? And then he was taking over Warren this year, which I think a lot of people would have considered a surprise at draft time, right? I mean, most people had Warren as a tight end 1 in Penn, right? How are you leaning one way or the other with them? Because I believe they're going around each other, or they were. I don't know if they still are in drafts.
I'm gonna say Warren's 20 picks before Loveland.
Okay, so
something like that, or at least I know he's been going at least a round.
Okay,
I can't get any Warren because he's been so far ahead of Loveland.
He's hard to predict where he's gonna go. He goes pretty consistently, a round and a half over Loveland, but
Mhm.
Loveland is closing the gap. Like early summer, you could get Loveland in the 130s and 40s.
Because he was hurt. So I think that was a big thing,
Right.
right? He was hurt. He had the shoulder injury coming out of the draft. Everybody knew it, right?
Yeah.
And he still went 8 overall. And then, right now Warren's ADP is 100 on the nose. Loveland is
Like
where is he? I don't
20?
see him. Oh, 116. So
Okay.
yeah, so I was
like
close to
around
the 20.
around a round and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. It'll because Loveland's on what a lot of people would assume would be a better offense, but I feel like he's got a lot more competition than Warren. Yeah. All right, let's talk about some injuries now. I think the biggest one's probably Rashawn Slater. He went down with a torn patellar tendon. Not a good prognosis. I think I saw a stat saying that 70% of players do not return to pre-injury form when they suffer this injury. It's like considered worse than an ACL for these guys. So does it change how you are looking at the Chargers offense any?
I mean, yeah, he's a big piece of that line. I wonder if it's going to cost maybe a few picks drop for Hampton.
Right.
But that I don't think the casuals are going to notice this. So we'll see.
I saw Brandon Thorne over at ETR. Shout out ETR again. They were in the top 10 pre-Slater injury, and I think he put them in the bottom third. I want to say around 20.
Oh wow!
So it's a lot. They went from top third of the league to bottom third.
Wow, I didn't think that they would drop that far, but okay. I mean, I know he's.
And if anybody knows their stuff, about offensive lines, it's Brandon Thorne. Sure. So he just signed a huge 4-year contract too.
Yeah, he just got paid, which good for him.
Last week, good for him.
Sticking on the Chargers, this one is a little concerning. Kind of Ladd. He still hasn't practiced since before July 28th, and the injury diagnosis is undisclosed injury. You guys seeing anything different on that?
Well, he's started to fall into the third, which is weird because it's Ladd McConkey, man. And if that's the case, like if he's going to go consistently in the third, my bags are going to be outrageous. I'm buying the dip. I don't know if it's injury related or the Keenan signing or what, but if it is the Keenan signing, it's like that's like saying Devontae Adams is going to affect Puka, or Ladd was so good like last year, that I just think he's, I don't know. If he goes in the third, I'm clicking it every time.
So Ladd suited up today for practice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there you go. I'll break news to y'all.
I'll be
your Schefter. Yeah, so Ladd McConkey suited up today.
Blake from out of nowhere is from the top rope. Okay, he's back.
I'm struggling today, but you know what? I got that.
Blake is back. Okay, another big one, Tyreek Hill, confirmed oblique injury. I know we just talked about him in the last episode. I feel like we were like a little bit of a injury reaper on this from the guys that we've been talking about. But and now Jordan James is also out 2 weeks. Garindo's already missing time, so Amir Abdullah, a hype train maybe next man up. I don't know. And then we already mentioned Anthony Richardson dislocated his pinky on just like a massive, not even a blindside sack, just a massive sack. But the X-rays look clean, and he should be back, so he should be good to go. Anything about those last three that are worth mentioning?
I got 2 nuggets on that. So Tyreek, I feel like it's starting to kind of feel like AB vibes, right? Late stage AB, or last year Deontay Johnson, even where he just quit. He's like, it's cold out here. I'm not going to go play.
Vibes are bad. Vibes
are bad there. And then A-Rich, man, Chase Daniel put out some good analysis on that. So if I'm not going to claim myself to be a big X's and O's guys. But Chase Daniel put something out on it, and he's right. Like, I feel like it's just a day one miss, me not being a ball knower by any means. But I feel like that's just, you play Madden and you know that, hey, it's overloaded this side.
Yeah.
Man, that was a bad read.
Bad miss.
Yeah.
I think I saw somebody say that it kind of looks like it's like when you have a young quarterback that has trouble processing the game, they kind of like split the field in half, and he looked like he was just only looking to the left. And even though it's not his blind side, it basically turned into his blind side because he was only looking left immediately.
He was thinking where he's going to throw it, and he's locked in on that, right?
Reminds me of the Jameis year with the Saints, where he just couldn't set protections at all and got killed.
Okay, let's touch on this. I feel like we have to because we, again, have touched on this player in the last 2 episodes. Judkins. So the news came out that he gave up his right to a speedy trial. So this means that he's pushing his case back to 2026. Don't really know a whole lot about how this is going to go, but could mean that a settlement is coming, which could potentially lead to a suspension, then a signing, which could potentially mean he's on the field this year. A lot of like potentialities are being thrown out, right? Trey, you're our Judkins truther, so I'm gonna throw it to you.
Judkins bag holder.
Yeah, he's one of my guys this year, and Tyreek is too, unfortunately. So, which I will say on Tyreek real quick, I think the like coach hate is overblown and the Tua hate and stuff, but the injury is real. Judkins, man. So a lot of people are trying to make this mean that he's more than like this somehow like means that he's more likely going to be suspended this year and miss time. I tend to kind of flip that, right? And I've seen a couple of takes, like people are saying like, oh, this makes it more likely for a commissioner exempt list. People got to understand what like the commissioner exempt list is. It's basically like a paid leave for players facing serious like charges or huge public backlash.
Right.
The last players that were on the commissioner's exempt list were Adrian Peterson. He had child abuse. Deshaun Watson with the sexual misconduct. And the dozens of Jane Does that were coming out of the woodwork with him. Yeah. And then Kareem Hunt, whose assault was on video. Right. So, you know, we've seen plenty of guys, you know, play while their legal matters were still pending, right? You think about Alvin Kamara, Rashee Rice, Jordan Addison. So for Judkins, like there's so few public details that I think waiving the speedy trial could actually increase the odds he plays this year. I know he's not signed, but this is actually like a common legal tactic because one, this gives the defense more time to build their case. Right. It gives the prosecution team more time to think about if they want to settle or drop it, or and it gives like it pushes like the case, the trial at the earliest now won't happen until 2026. So that gives the Browns something to think about. Yeah. All right, well, if we lock him in, he could play this year. We don't face any repercussions for this year. So. You know, I think that if and when the Browns sign him, that'll tell us everything we need to know about how worried they really are, because they will know whether or not the league plans to be like preemptive with this, and if exempt list is coming. If not, like I would if they sign him at this point, I'd be bullish and I'd expect him to rise.
I almost doubt that they're going to get anything done before the season starts. So you're still going to be blind because the season starts in what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month. So
yeah,
maybe they get something done before then, but then he's got to be signed. So you're probably drafting without knowing.
Based on what we do know, and I do think we need more details, more facts, but it's like this could be a huge swing, and like at an ADP at a draft position of 150 or greater, I'm kind of leaning back into making that bet. If especially again, like we talked about it last pod, but as an RB4, RB5, a guy that can come in late season, and we kind of did this with John Brooks. It's a different situation. That was injury related last year, but we thought he could be a guy that can carry in the playoffs late season. But Judkins isn't hurt. He's just got this stuff. And if what has happened with some of these other players with their legal stuff kind of just getting pushed on the back burner and he gets to play, like that's a steal.
Yeah, at the right ADP, I think where he's at now is probably good, and on the right team structure, right, where you're talking about you have maybe 3-4 good running backs there. We mentioned it, I think, in the first podcast that you got to get a lot of things right to walk away with the Millie, right? If you're playing in the Millie is different than like a smaller field contest. You got to get a lot of things right to come out anywhere near a positive. So this could be one of those things, right? If you take a gamble with the right team structure, and he could just give you that little bit of edge to push you over the top.
Yeah. I think that about wraps up the injury news portion. Do you guys have anything that we haven't touched on that y'all wanted to bring up?
TreVeyon Henderson looks incredible.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick off this draft. We just got into this room. I got the 101. Might do something crazy here. I don't know.
Let's take a look at the people we got in our room. All right,
so I'm at the 101. Trey is at the 102. Blake is all the way at the 111. So I think this will be good.
It's got Nico vibes written all over it.
Blake's right into the spot that he's always in.
It's actually good because I need more of the elite running backs in the Millie tournament. I'm at 4 millies. I'm at 4.9% Bijan, 3.5% Saquon, and
okay. So here's a question for y'all. Is Chase just an auto click?
Did you watch yesterday?
I know. Is there any chance that like Bijan or, I mean, I guess just Bijan would probably be the only other person that I would be leaning.
Here's how I would think about it. Like if you're gonna flip it with somebody, who would it be? And if you say Bijan, the receivers you have a chance to pair him with, if you pull him up to the 101, like you're in a cliff drop. You're probably looking at T. Higgins at best.
Right.
So it's like, do I really want to start my wide receiver room like with T. Higgins? I don't know. And sometimes T goes earlier. So like, I almost always go Chase. Like if I do any, like the guy I tend to like to pull up in this first 6 is always Gibbs, because he just gives me an ability to build unique teams at any one of those spots. And like I have his upside. I can treat him like an anchor running back and just hammer receiver. A lot of people are still going to try to get like a Bucky Irving or a Chase Brown to go with him. But
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take Chase, guy.
And I think that's the way to go, right? Because, as Trey was just saying, you got Bucky Irving at the turn kind of going around there. You got Chase Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, whoever you want. Build makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the only other guy I was thinking about was Bijan, just because I think this is a Bijan year. Chasing Bijan in like a strictly redraft plays, I feel like I would go Bijan. Like if this was our home league, but I think Chase is the right move here.
I think CD's a very good candidate to 101 as well.
True. So Trey goes Gibbs at 102, which I feel like, I mean, I haven't drafted in a little bit, but I don't know. Is that kind of unorthodox?
It is. I mean, just the upside, man. Like I don't know. I feel like they're just really going to let him loose this year, and we see I think he's the most explosive player in the NFL, and it's tough not to pick Saquon, and Bijan, but like I said, I got a few bullets of the Millie left. I want to do a couple different things, and I think he's got a chance to. We could be drafting him here next year easily.
Yeah.
See, that's how you know Trey is a real one. He said Bijan. Right. The rest of us are out here calling him like his mustard Dijon, right?
We are the rest of us are not professionals. All right, so the rest of the first is playing out pretty chalky. Bijan goes at 103, Saquon at 104, followed by CD and Jefferson. CMC's at 7, Nico at 8, Puka at 9. Neighbors goes at 10, which allows Blake to get BTJ at 11.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where he's going.
I actually had Neighbors queued up there, and I'm surprised Nico didn't fall. Nico's been falling. This is probably the first time I've seen him there, but I'm really excited about this click here. I've been trying to do it for the last 3-4 drafts. Devon Achane. I think he is going to go absolutely ballistic. We were talking about the bad Tyreek vibes earlier, and everybody's looking at Waddle to step up. I think the Miami organization's looking at him to step up. They gave him that big contract in the offseason, but I think it's Achane time. Last year was the RB8 with a terrible run out with injuries to a.
Hold on, not to cut you off. That's crazy, right? See, Chase Brown up at 2-3.
That is preseason games.
Cleaned up, man.
That is preseason games. He had a really good. He had like 3 catches in one drive.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Just to come back and do some cleanup right after BTJ. Amon-Ra goes 12. Genty goes right before Blake at 201. Then Achan with Blake, and then Chase Brown, Derrick Henry, Drake London, AJ Brown, Trey McBride goes before Bowers. That's interesting.
And then back to back. So
that's weird.
This is fun.
This might be a weird one, guys.
If this guy had plugged that Jefferson combo into the signal caller, he would have saw that Bowers is way more rare than McBride. When Jefferson was going at the 2, a lot of people were pairing him with McBride.
Shit, let me see who I'm going to go here.
And this is let's see.
So is that Q tag why McConkey is falling a little bit here? A couple picks?
It is. I've seen him he's been getting into the 3rd.
And he actually practiced today, right? So this is an advantage of staying up on the news, maybe drafting at 10:30 on a Friday night. You get a little people, maybe a little tipsy. A couple
I'm gonna do
drinks
something
in.
that I don't ever really do. I don't think I've taken either of these dudes in a draft. So I'm just gonna double tap them. So let me clean up a little bit. Right after Bowers at 208, Josh Jacobs goes at 29. Tyreek Hill, we were just talking about him sliding. He actually comes up into the 2nd round, 210. Trey goes Lad McConkey. He is fading the injury news, it looks like. Then I double tap running back, and I go Bucky Irving and Jonathan Taylor. And Trey comes back with T. Higgins. And then Josh Allen's the first QB off the board at 3-3. So I feel like it's very easy to get that Chase Higgins double stack. And I feel like that's very common in this area. Honestly, what's crazy, I feel like I got deja vu back to 2 years ago. We were doing the same thing. Chase 101, and then coming back and getting T with one of these turn picks. And I feel like we're right back in that same spot.
I think that was the year he was hurt a lot too. And I think a lot of fantasy owners got burned on him because they were really high on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I feel like Kittle doesn't usually go this high. Again, I haven't really drafted in the last week or so, so maybe he's been getting steamed up the last week. But right after Allen,
that trio you just pulled off, 44 teams in the signal caller. I love that.
What's up, boys?
Yeah, KB, why don't you pull up the signal callers on your screen here?
Y'all really trying to
give a visual.
Y'all trying to sabotage my job and my draft and make me do all kinds of random things.
I was gonna go one of those if you hadn't. I
wasn't. You're at the 1-1.
Glad with Chase.
Well, I'm also okay. So let me clean up a little bit too. So Kittle went 3-4, followed by Lamar, then Marvin Harrison, then Jalen Hurts.
Getting pulled up.
Kyron Williams, and then JSN. 2 picks before Blake. So I feel like this is also high for Hurts. They've got some guys that are starting to creep up pretty high. Maybe it's just my lack of drafting over the last week or so, and I'm just not up to date on these ADPs. But how are you feeling about this, Trey?
Yeah, it's a little weird. Hurts going that early, usually pretty consistently. Jaden Daniels is QB3. Sometimes Burrow is 4 and then Hurts. So I guess that guy just really wanted to pair him with AJ Brown.
Yeah, he did complete the stack with Brown.
But it's a little bit of a reach. But hey, I mean, get your stacks, right? If you're gonna do it for your QBs.
Looks like
and Kittle is a major pull up here too.
Yeah.
So
looks like the 106 is trying to set up a Arizona stack. He's got McBride and Harrison. Jaden Daniels goes at the end. Omarion Hampton to Blake at 311.
So he is falling a few spots.
Yeah. That's exactly why I took him. Right, he fell a few spots. I love Hampton. I still think the Chargers are going to run the hell out the ball. So I'm in. I'm about to take Ted McMillan here. I'm just kind of letting time run out so we can talk a little bit more. Right.
That's my guy.
I think he looked fantastic. He's just. I'm buying Bryce Young too this year. I think he's going to come up. He's had a great camp. He had a good showing today from what I've seen, at least on the stats. Right. I'm in on Ted being a true alpha.
I feel like maybe we are kind of swinging the pendulum back a little bit. I feel like at the beginning of our best ball journey, whether it was a couple years ago or even earlier this year, we were pretty consistently knocking out 3 or even 4 wide receivers in our first 4 picks. And Blake's 2-2 with running backs and receivers. I'm probably going to be 2-2 at least. Yeah. Trey, I don't know what Trey's going to do. He's got a chance to go 2-2 as well. I'm not sure if he's looking at running back right here, but yeah, it's interesting. I was going to say before the board kind of got crazy that the first round is pretty chalk.
Yeah. I the only kind of weird thing in the first round maybe is pulling Gibbs up to 1-2 over Bijan and Saquon and Lamb. I think that's
true.
That's a little bit, but then Amon-Ra. Yeah,
but it's still the same collection of players that are going. We're not getting Chase Brown and up into the top of the round, you know.
Yeah, this is Trey being an anti-Dallas homer, not pulling a CD there.
Heck?
At 1-2.
See, now this.
Oh,
okay.
See, this is the stuff that tilt. Like, we're not gonna get tilted, Kevin.
What are you doing, dude?
That's funny.
God. Okay, now I don't even. Okay.
So this is the fun of late Friday night. DraftKings action.
God. Okay.
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
I'm going to do...
For those of you listening, Kevin has Jamar Chase at the 1-1.
Yeah.
He was just sniped. Joe Burrow was taken by the Josh Allen owner.
So is Trey.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass on...
Jalen Waddle. I really like that pick. Like I said,
I'm going to pass on Devontae, and I'm going to go Sutton here. So I did the 4-5 turn. I got Waddle and Sutton. And then Trey comes back with Jameson Williams. So interesting. Yep. What's up, Blake?
Yeah, I think Sutton was interesting. So why Sutton over Devontae?
So Sutton just got paid, right? And
he did.
I think that we saw a little bit of the maturity come in from Sutton last year. I think he is about to take another leap in this Sean Payton offense. Bo Nix, I think for whatever disdain I had of him in his college days, he has shown to be a really good QB in Sean Payton's offense. I feel like Sean Payton is his. Sean Payton got his guy, and and Sutton had a good year last year. You know, I feel like he's very underrated right here, and I think he's only going to take another step. So I feel good about that one.
So how do you feel like? Because I'm looking at that now, right? You chose, you left Devonta Smith out. You went with Waddle and Sutton. Like, are you thinking stacks? Right? Do you prefer stack?
I'm playing into the Tyreek Hill news, right, with this Waddle pick. I do think that Waddle is being undervalued right here, and I think I just think back to 2 years ago. We talked about this on the last pod. The potential that this offense has when everybody's healthy and they're firing on all cylinders. I mean, they're a top 3 to 5 offense in the league, and Waddle's a big part of that. So I know last year clouds a lot of people's memories for like just how it went down. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this. The Joe Burrow thing was very tilting. Let's go back to that real quick, because Joe Burrow was taken by the guy who took Josh Allen in the 3rd. So he double tapped QB, and not only double tapped QB, he double tapped elite QB, for no reason. He didn't have a bingle.
He doesn't have a great alto one either.
No. So Burrow was going to be one of those picks at the turn. Obviously, that didn't happen.
This draft board's getting wild.
Yeah, Trevion Henderson, we were talking about. He came all the way up into the 5th.
Falls to 61.
I mean, yeah, McLaurin fell to the 5-6 turn. Wow, Devonta Smith fell that low, that far. Well, maybe he didn't fall that far. Maybe that's kind of where
he was.
That's a fall for him too.
He's almost a full round past that. Same thing with Rashid. Rashid's been going about 50, and I just grabbed him at 59. I'm feeling ecstatic right now.
Yeah.
But this.
Yeah, I love that Devonta pick. That is, I mean.
So when I was at my first pick where I took Rashid, I was between those two, and I really didn't know which one. And I said, you know what, Rashid's going to be a game breaker the second half of the season. So I'm going to take him first just because I feel like I can, I thought McLaurin would actually make it back, but.
Hold up. This I just seen this. The Hurts owner picked Mahomes.
Yes.
What is happening right now, dude? I mean,
this is Friday night.
This is Draftkings for you, bro.
This is Friday night on DraftKings.
At least he paired him. At least he has stacks.
All right.
Okay.
What in the actual? Wait till we stream a draft to do this shit.
Holy shit!
So
this is insane, dude. Okay, let me just clean this up. We're in the 6th round. Matt Stafford just went. Where's his ADP? Like in the 120s?
140s,
he just went,
bro.
Yeah. 140s. He just went 64th, and then Travis Kelce went tight end 4 in the 6th round. I'm losing. This is insane, dude. This is crazy. This is
call Jevin a decanter. He's cleaning up everything.
Yeah, so it looks like me and Blake and or Kevin will be advancing out of this pod.
Yeah, it's
unfortunate that only 2 of us. Yeah, right. I mean, we're sitting here. It's going to be one of these 3 dudes.
Yeah,
who are doing crazy shit.
That dude stacked an elite QB. We're done.
Oh my god, I don't.
Oh, I was
Travis Hunter went, man.
We were
I was
just talking about him kind of falling a little bit. I was taking him at the end of the 5th.
I would have loved to have him at 59 where I took Rasheed if the board was semi-normal to ADP.
All right, let me. I haven't even looked at the players available because I've just been on this board. So let me just go see what we got.
See, this is the beauty too of drafting. Like as there's games happening, people are going to.
And there goes Igbuka.
Overreact.
That's crazy. Again, okay.
It's insane in these streets.
If you want Warren, you're gonna have to take him now.
Who'd you go with? Pierce Hall.
Ricky? That's a little rich, right? That's a little high.
That's where he's going now. I mean, Igbuka went 69.
ADP 71. You took him at 71. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do Olave. And then
love it. Actually, didn't he get hurt today? Wasn't there a?
Yeah, he's got is it an ankle, Trey?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, but they say he's going to be fine.
I'm sure he is.
Like he practiced through it, so he's good.
Okay. Just probably like rolled it.
All right, I'm gonna do Rome.
Good vibes from Rome. The only person not having good vibes out of the Bears is Caleb Williams, which unfortunately is the conductor of the train. Yeah. So.
Okay,
Kevin is loaded up on wide receiver.
Let's try to get a little bit of a draft board reset. I'm sitting through 7 picks. I have 2 running backs, 5 wide receivers. So kind of how I'm approaching this is I've got 2 pretty, I wouldn't necessarily say elite guys, but they're pretty high tier guys. So I'm not really looking at running back. Maybe I'll look at them in the 8th, 9th turn. How about you, Trey? You're sitting with 3 and 4.
Yeah.
You obviously have Gibbs at 102, but then came back with Cook and Jones.
Cook was a fall. So I'm feeling pretty good about my top end running back, the top part of my running back room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably look for stacks and fill out other positions, but and continue to hammer receiver. But yeah, it's just the way it played out. I mean, I like Cook falling that far was a bit of a surprise. So, when I have an anchor like Gibbs, I typically just like to, rip yellow down the board. But it was a value, and then JML gives me a double Detroit stack potentially, and I come back with a Minnesota Week 17 bring back with Aaron Jones. So
yeah. What about you, Blake? How are you looking right now? Like, what's your thought process heading into your 7th pick?
Yeah, I have more running backs than I usually have at this point right now with Achane and Hampton. So I'm feeling pretty rich. The quarterbacks I'm looking at targeting, right? I'm going to try to stack kind of my alphas here. So I'm looking at Brian Thomas and Tet, because everybody else is going with Devonta Smith and Rashee Rice. So I'll probably, QBs are going to be falling late. And I feel like the QB tier is so flat now. So really right now, I'm just kind of going to keep loading up at wide receiver, and I'm just going to take, good wide receivers and good offenses. And I think, Jawan Jennings is.
Are you peeking at tight end yet?
I am, but there's none in the range that I'd like right now. If I look at
you'd have to pull some guys up.
I'd be pulling him up. So I'm probably just gonna. I mean, this draft board's been kind of weird. We'll see what falls. Yeah. So let me resort this. So a guy I haven't got a lot of right now, and I think it's because he's, these out tags and things like that. But Jordan Addison's only out for 3 games, and he's a stud on a good offense in a high score, dome, right? High scoring environment. It's either him or Godwin here, and I think I'm just gonna go with Addison just to mix it up a little bit, just because it's less of a health risk. I don't want the health risk.
Right.
So I got 6 wide receivers now, so I'm probably just not going to draft another wide receiver and finish out my quarterbacks and tight ends.
I would think that Bo Nix makes it to me here, but the way this board is falling, I don't even know, dude.
Could have a third quarterback taken.
Right.
The third slot here.
This dude at 94. I mean, oh boy. It looks like the guy who we were talking about completing the Arizona stack, he did that last round with Kyler. Anybody taken in that round that kind of stands out? I don't think so.
Evan Ingram's a little early.
Yeah.
There goes Tracy. He's rising a bit.
Yeah. Well, with the confirmed, Scatabo injury, Scatabo, I'm not sure on the pronunciation there. But Tyrone Tracy has definitely secured the role. So I like that one.
A little risky here.
Jaden Higgins is interesting. What do you like about Jaden Higgins, Trey?
Big target, good draft capital. I think he'll be a big-time red zone target, and he's a bring back to – I'm hopefully setting up a LAC stack. So he's a Houston piece that I like of what's left. I don't want to take the risk on Mixon, and everything else is kind of dust. Maybe Kirk later, but we'll see how the board – falls.
I think I'm going to take a risk here and go with the dude that we were talking about earlier. And
I like it.
Take a shot.
I was definitely thinking about him.
So I just went Bo Nix and Tyler Warren. So I completed my Denver stack and taking a shot on Tyler Warren. This is right around where he goes. His ADP was, I think, 100, so I'm at pick 97. ETR ranks had him a little bit lower, but when you're at these ends, you kind of have to, reach a little bit sometimes. Trey completes the San Fran stack with Purdy and Pearsall. Did this dude? Okay, no.
Took him out my queue.
I thought early. For a second, I thought the guy who had Allen and Burrow took Drake May, but he didn't.
Where did Diggs go?
Yeah, we were talking about the Patriots hype today. Everybody's looking good in that preseason game. Those guys are flying around.
I think
that's an interesting guy to take Drake. Maybe because I stole Purdy from him with Kittle, but
yeah, Drake May. His ADP was right around 116 and 114 because I had him in my queue as well, and so it's about a round early.
This is going to kill me because Chris Godwin's sitting there. He's going to make it to me.
I wonder
if taking him.
I wonder if some of these people who didn't have QBs are looking at this board like these dudes are trying to take second and third QBs, like might have to just
get your dudes,
get your guy. So Blake, we're coming up on your turn. What are your thoughts right now?
Yeah, like I said, I really love Chris Godwin, but I got 6 wide receivers, and I already have Rashee Rice, who's probably going to miss 6 games, and then Jordan Addison, who's missing 3 games. So I can't take a hurt and unknown Chris Godwin. God, of course he made it to me too. I would
Justin
otherwise
Fields was right before you.
Yeah, I am just in shambles right now.
Had a little bit of a running back run with Tajay Spears, Jalen Warren, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon falling it to 105.
Yeah, this is going to be terrible. But I have my queue, and he's going to end up falling. But this is going to be a Trevor Lawrence just kind of.
Trevor Lawrence complete that stack.
Yeah, because I don't really love anybody here. I mean, I like Rashid, Shaheed.
Guy behind him was Caleb Williams, and then Loveland, which I feel like might be a little bit of a.
Yeah, that was a little high.
A pull, yeah.
That was a little high because I was definitely hoping. Man.
Well, he also had he's a DJ Moore drafter from earlier, so he got that double stack with the Bears double stack. So, For better or worse, he's a Bears fan this year.
And I'm just not going to pass on value. I'll probably end up taking 8 wide receivers at least in this draft. It's Chris Godwin's too talented on too good of an offense and such a bad division. Even if he takes half a year to get ready, I feel like I got a lot of talent. And then in the back end, I'll be looking at like Pop Douglas or somebody who's pretty established that is going to be a volume guy that can give me a floor. So while those guys are waiting to come back.
What's interesting is the Amonra guy pulls ahead Caleb Williams instead of going Goff. And so like that maybe gives me a chance at Goff, even though I was angling for Herbert. It's an interesting move, especially when you got an elite in JD to go Caleb there. But he's got DJ Moore and he follows it up with Loveland. So I was hoping for Loveland. I need a tight end and a Chicago bring back to my San Fran stack, but let's see what happens here.
I think I'm going to be checking out what running backs are available right now.
ATN's in a pretty good fall here.
Yeah, I think if Trey doesn't snag him, I'm gonna pull the trigger on ETN. I might also do Charbonnet.
I really love Charbonnet. He's a guy I'm trying to get a lot of this year, at least for the rest of the summer.
Is that an anti-Kenneth Walker take, or is
not really? It's just I'm bullish on Sharp. I don't know.
Okay.
I think he's ready.
Even with a terrible offensive line.
I don't know. It's a player take. Oh, and Herbert goes for no reason again. The same guy that like the Drake May. Like
ADP is a reason.
ETN's gone. Okay. Let's see. What's ADP say?
All right. Well, that is.
I don't hate the David and Njoku pick here.
Bummer.
But you already got Warren. I mean, you can double up a tight end here, and
I don't not want to do that. I mean, I guess I could.
Hey, Shadir Sanders look good.
I'm going to take Sharp, and then I don't really know, dude, to be honest.
So I'm pretty high on Chris Kirk. I'm higher on Chris Kirk than Jaden Higgins, who Trey took earlier. So
I don't feel good about this, but I think I'm just going to take Njoku, I guess.
Oh, I was going to get him too. Let's see. What do I want to do?
So how I'm looking at this for when it comes back around to me, I'll be at 144 and 145. So I'm probably looking at maybe Tua comes back around so I can stack up Waddle. Bryce is usually there as well. Because I'm thinking about getting
Tank Bigsby.
I'm thinking about going for my second quarterback because I want to get 3, but I don't want to wait too late. I don't. I don't want to add another
Trey
Shuck. I don't want to add another Shuck share tonight. So Trey has another burden share. We just talked about him being Trey's number 1 drafted player. What's this up to? 68, 69?
Somewhere around there. I think this might have been the 68th.
Yeah.
Time I've drafted him.
How far do you think Ramondre Stevenson falls tonight purely because of the Travion Henderson highlights from the game today?
I watched the game, and Ramondre looked amazing too.
I think he's dropped some weight, right? And he's always been good. He's just got a fumbling problem. But I think now that they have like a good coaching staff, like that whole team's just going to take it the next step.
This is an interesting build for me with Ayuk. Like, I think I've got enough firepower. Like we talked about it earlier with Mixon and Judkins. Like, if you've got enough positional allocation at a certain position, you can kind of take more risks on these guys with looming suspensions or injuries or whatnot. And he's a stacking partner for me. So let's see if he falls.
Blake's boy went right before him.
That's
I know he had him in his queue.
No, not this time. I have 2 running backs, so I am
that's
good.
That's Scattaboo that went right before Blake, and he goes Kincaid for his number 1 tight end.
So I'm trying to. He's going to repair the scars from last year. I'm convinced of it. I'm actually going to Dante Thornton. Wow. This is such a strange draft. As much as I would probably love to draft Ramondre here, I'm actually going to double tap tight end and go with Jake Ferguson. I think he's think Dallas is just going to throw the ball so much this year.
Yeah,
and he just got paid, right? Their defense is going to be bad, especially if Micah Parsons doesn't re-sign. So I think he's just hugely mispriced. And, Kincaid couldn't be a wild card. I think I'm attributing a lot of it to last year's injury. Even, the staff over there said he wasn't himself because of the injury. So I'm going to believe that.
Let's see what Sicko wants to take a third quarterback.
And there goes Ayuk.
Nobody has 3 QBs yet. I had a feeling this dude's about to go.
I think that was the strategy, was to double tap 2 and then be good.
Hollywood Brown. All right, so let's see. I'm sitting at 3 running backs and 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. So I definitely want one of these to be a QB.
This is a interesting Tucker Kraft ball too.
Tucker Kraft? Yeah. Do you like Kraft more than Goddard?
No, I don't. I am hoping Goddard makes it back.
I find that Green Bay room just impossible to project. Just any pass catcher. Oh my God. And I think that's why I'm underweight on a lot of those guys, just because I can't feel good about any of them.
Oh, he goes 1 pick before me.
Man, you've been getting sniped right and left.
I know, and I was going to push him because I knew you had 2 tight ends, and he freaking goes. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and lock in that value. And I've got a choice between 2 tight ends I like.
Oof. All right. I think we talked about this. I wanted to get some more of this dude. I don't have any of him. Cam Ward.
So you went Cam Ward over Tua.
So that's the thing. So I'm staring at my guy, Bayshaw Tootin, and I think I'm just
Tua.
I know what you were talking about. I know. Hold on. Let me just mute myself.
No, you're good.
Okay.
That's embarrassing.
I'm just going to do, I don't want to be super fragile at QB, so I'm just going to go, I double tapped Cam Ward and Tua. So
man, you had me going for a second there.
Well, I am looking at Tootin, and I'm attributing this to these ETR ranks. Shout out ETR again, as always. But they're like 30 places ahead of ADP on Tootin.
What you're saying is my anti-Tootin takes have taken a hold of you. They have been.
No, they have not.
They have not.
My thing is that I don't want to be too fragile at
Braylon
QB.
Allen. Wow.
And I feel like if I waited another round for QB, then I was just going to end up with dust and end up with Shuck again, which I don't want that on this build. So
I gotta say, this is like one of the weirdest drafts. I can remember being a part of it. I've done over 300. Guys are being like Braylon Allen,
like Cedric Tillman just now.
Dobbs is kind of going like ETR's been ahead of
Trey with Pitts as his tight end 1. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
He's all in.
I saw Pitts go. I didn't know it was Trey. Yeah.
Trey got Ramondre at 143, so 12-11. And I went Cam Ward and Tua, so I double tapped QB. And I paired Tua with Waddle. So I'm stacked up with Nix and Tua. Both of my QBs have a stack partner. Cam Ward, I know that there are a couple later on that I can snag. So I feel good about that. How do you feel about Pitts being your tight end 1?
I mean, this because I pushed it this late. He's just been getting positive camp news. I'm loving the camp video snippets that have come out, and like we said in the other pod, Penix is going to be intentional about getting him the ball. So maybe this is the year. And it was between him and Tucker Kraft, and Green Bay has so many pass catchers. It didn't really give me any sort of playoff week correlation. Neither of them did, but I went with the upside swing. Less mouths to feed in Atlanta than in Green Bay, and
I also feel like he hasn't really been getting that much of an ADP bump with the camp hype. All the good buzz that he's gotten. He's still tight end 15 off the board. I know this is a weird board, but
getting weirder by the minute here.
Right. Speaking of, Blake pulled the trigger on Quinshon Judkins at 155. Kind of just which RB3 though. Interesting.
RB
studs, though.
Yeah, but I got 2 studs, right? And then it's almost 10 picks after ADP for him.
I'd like to point out.
Right.
Shout out to the bye week bros.
Yeah, Blake paired Judkins to, well, I guess added Judkins to his Achane and Hampton shares from earlier. Completes his Carolina stack with Bryce Young. Man, I just love the Carolina stacks because if you get Tet and you get Bryce, there are so many outs to fill it off if you want to do a third.
There is dust
week
at
17
QB
is Seattle.
now.
So yeah, I mean Seattle's kind of tough to get a bring back for if you don't get JSN early. I mean, I guess you could go Cup, but he doesn't feel like a great click.
Torrey Horton, you can
Torrey
always
Horton,
grab a
who we talked about.
20th round
Very
home
fair.
run hit. You know, I think that would be a good one for me if I wanted to go that way. But I'll say right now, I'm kind of looking or feeling not great about a third QB. Right, Trevor Lawrence is. I have high hopes for him, but he's never done it yet. He's never thrown more than 25 touchdowns. Bryce Young, he's shown it for half a year. Can he do it for a full year?
I'm gonna get our dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm just talking about how I'm struggling at QB, and then
you're gonna this dude.
Then he's gonna kick me while I'm down.
It was between him and Tootin.
Okay,
that's
let's see.
Amazing value on Tootin. 168 might be the lowest I've seen.
Right,
so that's where he's palatable.
Let's see where some receivers are. We're at 149. I think I'm gonna buy some of this hype with Oh, you know what? No, that's way too late. Okay, I'm gonna take Kyle Williams.
I was looking at him.
Please take Kyle Williams there.
Had to take Kyle Williams. Okay, so let's clean it up a little bit. My draft is looking like through what round are we in? We're in 15. So through round 15, I am Jamar Chase, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Olave, Odunze, Bo Nix, Tyler Warren, Charbonnet, Njoku, Cam Ward, Tua, Tootin, and then Kyle Williams.
Really balanced and fun team.
Yeah, so I'm 3-4-6-2. Trey is also 3-4-6-2. He's got Gibbs, McConkey, T. Higgins, James Cook, Jamison Williams, Ricky Pearsall, and Aaron Jones, Jaden Higgins, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Burden, Ramondre, Kyle Pitts, Anthony Richardson, and Isaiah Likely to round out his team through 15 picks. So
we talked about that Isaiah Likely fall in episode 2.
Right.
So here I like his price because where he was going, which was like 130s, 140s, right? You had to. Oh wow!
I wanted Pat Bryant to fall another round, man. Damn,
that's early for Pat, and that's way early for Jalen Naylor. Why? He doesn't even have
just because they know Addison's suspended. They don't care how long.
So, this is another topic. Like the casuals play for week 1, right? Like that's such a week because all right, Addison's going to be suspended for the first 3 games. So Jalen Naylor might hit your lineup in those first 3 weeks, but that's not a guy to take there. Like at 175, he's been going in the last round.
He's not even correlated with. He doesn't even have any.
He has no correlation.
Detroit players for week 17. I mean, this is the same dude who took Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got him stacked up. So whatever.
What can you expect? Yeah, at least he got him stacked up. Not unlike the 103 drafter,
who still doesn't have a stacking partner for any of his quarterbacks.
I don't know what's happening over here. And you know what's crazy? He's going to make it out. Like, this is kind of what we were talking about. Sometimes the correlation gods are just not in your favor, or just not on your side.
Sometimes the uncorrelated guys are different enough that they are the nuts.
Yeah. Tyler Algier to Blake. How do you feel about that? Oh, I know you were looking at Woody Marks, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about him on this back.
It's a great value in Algier, though.
Yeah. So and frankly, that's why if anything goes wrong with Bijan, like he's just an absolute smash. Sure. So here,
I mean, look, even last year, he still had some upside with Bijan not missing any games.
Yeah. So right here, I'm between Eckler and Jerome Ford. I'm going to go with Jerome Ford just to offset that Quinshon Judkins pick in case something goes wrong. You know, Jerome Ford's value is going to skyrocket. It's not going to be the Dylan Sampson show.
I just saw Krosky Merritt.
I was just about to say,
holy shit.
Bill Krosky Merritt jumping up to 159 here.
Wow, that's insane. Jalen McMillan, that's crazy too, right?
Where do you go?
Oh wait, he did.
One pick ahead. One pick after.
I don't think that's too crazy for McMillan. I think that's
at 160.
He was, yeah.
His ADP is 153, so yeah, that one's not crazy.
That's the highest I've seen Bill Krosky-Merritt go.
That's crazy.
I mean, and even One-Eye Najee at 178 is a value, I think.
So
right?
I'll say, though, before I even noticed the Krosky-Merritt pick, I was thinking between Eckler and Ford, and I'm not a huge Jerome Ford fan this year by any means, but I was like, you know what, Krosky-Merritt's got some juice, right? So that's why I went forward to offset the Quinshon pick. But man, I don't know. There goes Eckler. I think that's a steal in Eckler.
That is a freaking monstrous value, I think. And he didn't really. He's got McCaffrey, Pollard, Spears, Javonte.
So Eckler goes at 186.
That's the lowest I've seen him go.
Round 16. Keaton Mitchell off the board.
From that preseason game 1 hype.
Man. This might be a 2 QB team. And it's not a great 2 QB team.
Here for me with Wan'Dale. Wan'Dale's, again, I probably would never take him on underdog, but he gets it done in this format because he's going to get a bunch of just short,
he's high volume, right?
Average, right, yards per route run targets and get a lot of receptions. At 191, I think that's probably the lowest I've seen him go. So a lot of weird things happening in this draft. A lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm just going to go here. Whoa, shit. Damn it. That Ayumanner was not supposed to happen, but
I like it. You needed
he was at the top of my queue. And
you got to reorder your queue.
Here we go. We're doing it live, boys. I was kind of like Trey was distracting me a little. I was listening to him, and I was also trying to figure out who was in my queue, and didn't realize I was at the end of my Mason Taylor was in my queue. Probably screen watching me over here.
I wasn't actually.
Stream sniping.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see. All right. Now we got a little bit of time. We can kind of clean some things up. I am sitting at 3,572. So I feel like I'm okay on receiver right now. Probably going to go one more. We have 3 picks left. Well, I have 3 picks. Me and Trey have 3 picks. I got my boy Taj Brooks to kind of fill out my running back room. Probably go one more there, one more receiver, and maybe hit one more tight end up if the ones at the back don't get too dusty. Could just be a two tight end build on this one, which I don't love because neither of these are elite. I guess Tyler Warren could potentially be that, but he wasn't drafted that way. Trey filled it out with 3 tight ends, three QB. So what are you looking at? You're probably trying to fill up some 2 more running backs, 1 more receiver.
Yeah, I probably need at least 1 other running back, and then I'm probably going to use my last receiver slot on a correlated piece, and then play the ADP value or just take a swing on guys I like in the late round. I don't know what position that's going to be yet.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel pretty good with 3-headed monster at running back. Got Ramondre, who will probably hit my lineup. I'm going to use some of his weeks.
Yeah.
And, I've been able to play the ADP value game for the last 3 or 4 picks. We think this Burrow Allen guy ever going to get a correlated piece or what? Maybe Mike Gesicki falls to him. Maybe
could play on the might be the Kelsey year that he falls off the cliff and Noah Gray comes through. He could be a good bring back for my Denver pieces.
Got a little Theo Johnson hype too this year.
Yeah. Oh, there's Blake's boy, Marshawn Lloyd. Can't leave a draft without him.
So there was an injury scare with him, but he's going to be fine. I think he's already practicing off to the side. I think we haven't seen him yet. He's just had such a bad injury run.
Blake's grossest exposure gets grosser.
I wouldn't say it's my grossest. I might have to pull in a Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rather. again. So that would be really gross. So that's my issue right now in my build. I don't have two, I'll say, even good quarterbacks. So I'm looking, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young.
So there's two really interesting value pieces falling here. Miles Sanders and Jack Besh are pretty way behind.
From pure value stance, I think a Miles Sanders better because you just don't know Dallas backfield. Yeah, Jack Besh is fighting for a role.
You got 6 and 7, so
fighting for a third or fourth role, right? Depending on how you want to grade the receivers there.
I probably should have taken Sanders, but Besh gives me a bring back to my little Wandale Giants thing.
We were just talking about this dude. I think I'm just going to take a swing on him.
Running back is dust.
Yeah, no. Okay, so let me see if I go tight end. Who is left as the last pick in the draft?
Antonio Gibson goes. That might be the first I've seen him.
Antonio Gibson still in the league?
He ran pretty good today with
I'm just joking.
He looked really good last year.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, he actually was pretty efficient last year.
Here's my thing about Antonio Gibson. I was so in on Antonio Gibson when he was drafted because I don't know if y'all remember the reports coming out of Washington and Ron Rivera was saying that he was the next Christian McCaffrey. Look, man, I told y'all, can't pipe any kind of hype I buy into wholeheartedly. And I was taking him. I took him in keeper leagues. I kept him even through all the bad years. And then, so. And he showed flashes of it too. That's the thing. But, burned me too many times.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with a 2 QB build here because...
Hey, man, Shuck is still on the board.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with another wide receiver just because I got Addison and Rashee Rice, who are both out for sure. I know. That's probably who I would pick, to be honest.
You have a Cleveland piece? You do. You have two, right?
Yeah, but I got the running back and backup running back. So
RB QB is an underrated correlation.
I know where he's probably not going to get drafted, but I thought Milroe looked pretty good too.
Yeah.
He had some zip on his ball. Is there a chance that you think that he's playing meaningful snaps at the end of the year?
I think he plays some goal line packages. I think they've already talked about having him installed. Yeah. So
but what if Seattle is just not playing for anything and Sam Darnold hasn't done much?
Darnold's on a 1-year contract, I believe.
He's the guy. I'd take him over Shador, I think, because he has standalone value with these rushing Wildcat stuff that they're installing, and he has contingent value if Darnold's ass or he gets injured.
It's pretty. The most consensus thing about him was leading up to the draft was that he was probably the biggest wild card QB in the draft because if you get him in the right situation, he's probably one of the best pure athletes in the draft. We're LSU fans. We know what Jalen Milroe can do with his legs. For the last 2 years, we've been terrorized by that man. It's painful to think about, honestly. Okay, a little Tennessee run at the end of the draft.
Spencer Rattler did get taken. Wow.
Spencer Rattler over my guy, Tyler Shuck.
Shuck's, it's getting tougher to click. Spencer's announced as a starter.
It's a 50-50. Nobody knows.
For the week 1 preseason, and I'm going hyper fragile here with running back, obviously, but I'm taking a swing on a guy who Underhill saying that Kendre is looking pretty smooth, and I think they're hopeful to give Kamara a little bit of rest.
He needs it. He's getting up there in age, right? I was between Kendre and Marshawn, and I just went Marshawn for.
Yeah. Okay, we just wrapped this up. Just want to kind of clean it up a little bit. I went with the tried and true 3683 build. Trey went 3593. And Blake went 2783. That's weird. I feel like.
I wouldn't say it's that weird. The only weird part is just the quarterbacks, right? I got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence and Bryce Young are your 2 QBs. 2 former number 1 picks.
So this is me, saying quarterback is really flat and I believe that.
Yeah.
So we'll see
Also,
how it plays out.
this board got so weird so fast. I mean, this dude who went with his third and fourth pick, Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, and just didn't correlate them at all the rest of the way. And then
the Justin Herbert drafter and the Drake May drafter never also didn't correlate them at any point in the draft.
Stafford going like 100 spots above where he goes.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he wanted to make sure he got that Puka stack. I mean, that's crazy, man.
This was a fun one.
Dude.
I want to earmark this team so I can like watch this one specifically.
If one of us three don't advance, then like we're all cooked.
I mean, I feel pretty good about correlations, right? Jamar, obviously 101. His week 16 bring back is Miami, so I'm correlated with Waddle and Tua, obviously there, and then Waddle and Tua are correlated with Bucky for week 17. And then I've got stacks on Sutton and Bo Nix as my QB1. Maybe a little thin, but he was a top 10 QB last year, so there's a chance that he can follow it up and improve again this year. So yeah, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is a fun team. Usually Ladd, I mean, for the majority of the summer doesn't make it this far.
Right.
And I knew that if I gave Kevin Ladd a Chase Ladd, it would be pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
Was hoping for one of Bucky or Jonathan to come, but he double taps. And like T. Higgins is a guy that he just got paid. I think he's going to get a lot more receptions this year. I think he can support wide receiver 1 value. And Cook is a faller. J-Mo is my explosive piece. Pearsall. I like this team. Got correlation, got at least single stacked with each of my quarterbacks. Pearsall with Purdy, Goff I got with Gibbs and J-Mo, and Anthony Richardson I got with my boy A.D. Mitchell, who's killing it in camp. So, values all around.
Yeah, for my team, I think what I'll highlight here is this is a pure upside team. If looking at the team structure with 7 running backs, 8 wide receivers, I probably could have gone 6 running backs because I got Achane and Hampton, who I believe would be absolute studs. But if I'm kind of looking at the board, it just didn't fall that way. I have so much firepower at wide receiver that I hope I can make up any deficiencies I have at quarterback. I do believe in Bryce Young this year. I do believe in Trevor Lawrence. They at least have some positive momentum.
Yeah.
If they can stay healthy, it's the Millie Maker. It's a long shot no matter what. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was a good draft to kind of see like how to handle a weird draft room, which is fairly common on these Millie Makers. Like I feel, Trey, you've been in a few of these like higher stakes rooms. It doesn't get this weird in those higher stakes rooms, right? I mean, most of the people who are putting 100 or 100 plus into a best ball draft, they're not just going in and doing random stuff.
Yeah.
It
stays pretty tight with ADP. I mean, guys will take reaches with player takes and sometimes apply pressure with sniping, QBs to put pressure on another guy that was building a stack just as like a competitive edge. But you don't see too much of that. Like usually people are just trying to swing for upside at every pick. So, the Jameson Williams, the Gibbs, those types of picks, guys who can just, with one play kill a slate for a week. Trying to get as many of those guys as you can and then hope they stay healthy and you can bingo in. So this was super weird. And look, Kevin and I could have easily got tilted because Burrow could have helped either of us. But you stay calm and you take the value faller.
Yeah.
And kind of, flesh out the rest of your team.
I think that's the biggest thing in drafts like this is to, if you're tilting, just look for who is the highest value ADP that you can get. And I mean, you can't ever really go wrong in that scenario, especially at the end of these rounds, man, because it's tough too, because you kind of have to start doing the math of like, okay, what's my next pick? Okay, I've got like 30 picks or 20 picks until it comes back to me. So I need to see who's even going to be available. Do I want to push somebody a little bit further? So it's tough at the ends of the rounds, but as long as you like remember ADP, I feel like you're for the most part going to be okay.
And one quick other point, we made this last pod, but we talked about taking stances, right? Like I could have easily portfolioized this and look at my draft board and say, oh, I'm light Saquon and Bijan.
Yeah.
I'm at 3 something and 4 something Saquon. Let me just take one of them. But no, I'm 9.2% Gibbs and Millies for a reason, and even higher overall because that's a player I just want to be in on, like everywhere across contests. So I thought it was an interesting pull ahead. Like of these top 6 in this tier, I mean, who do you feel better about besides Chase, arguably, than Gibbs? CD may or may not take a hit. I love CD, but he may or may not take a hit with the Pickens acquisition. And who knows? Dallas has got some O-line issues. Dak is Dak. They won't pay Parsons, so I don't know what's going on in Dallas. Jefferson's hurt. I mean, he's still Justin Jefferson, but like right now, today, Gibbs to me could be the 101. And so,
and I mean, if Gibbs ever gets the backfield to himself, like if Monty goes down, I mean, it's
we saw it. We saw it last year,
right?
And I think it's going to be more of that. I think it's truly like I'm a little worried about where Montgomery is going, honestly, because of how
I think I saw somewhere that that
he's beat his ADP like the last 2 years.
I think I saw that Gibbs averaged 10 more points per game than Bijan in the games that Monty wasn't there.
He's unreal.
I mean, he won me a family league last year in week 17. So
and I just love his week 17 matchup. Like Minnesota, not really a great defense. Could be a shootout, and Bijan's playing the Rams. Saquon's got Buffalo, which could be tough.
Yeah.
So
it will be tough.
Give me the guy who could go for 40 that week and win me the money in this contest format.
Yeah, I think my one comment on that is you're not going to win or lose it in the first round this year. I think the first round's all really solid, right? I mean, just if you look at this one, 1 through 12, I could see any of those guys finishing first at their position. So yeah, going back to the ADP.
Injury, I mean, I think that.
Oh, of course, that shouldn't be said. I mean,
well, no. What I mean is that I think that there are guys in the first that have a little higher risk of injury, that carry a little higher risk. But again, this is the Millie. You got to take a swing on guys. You're never going to win it by just playing safe.
Yep.
Yeah, 1,000%. And just one more quip on the ADP. One thing that I try to tell myself about the ADP is that it's truly the wisdom of crowds, right? So, which is stronger predictive, force than anything else that we can point to. So, like ADP, always sticking around that if you don't know your pick is the best way to go, because it's not just your wisdom, right? It's everybody's.
All right, man. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We are hopefully going to be on a better cadence next week and the week after that for probably at least 2 a week. But yeah, we've got some good ideas for the next upcoming pods, and we're excited to get to that. But looking forward to these preseason games. Hopefully we have a little bit more clarity by the next pod about certain positions and certain ADPs. I'm sure we'll have some more risers. Egbuka, he might end up in the first round by the end of the off season.
Travion will.
Yeah, Travion too. So you guys got anything else before we head out?
I might maybe solo pod some high success. I know I've got one more of the 100 I might do as a fast as opposed to the slow, just to kind of talk through how I think about
that'd be interesting.
That'd be fun
stuff in that. So that could be cool. But yeah, I'm excited, man. This is a good time. So.
All right, boys. Well, let's get out of here, and we'll see y'all soon. Like, comment, and subscribe. We got a couple pods already out there. Go check them out. Make sure you check out the signalcallers.com. We will see y'all next week, and take care.